in the
Is that this
Baphomet,
is
in
doxing?
the
Yeah, that's the
yeah.
doc right there. So yeah, it's all the info. You can pretty much find her on BAF pretty easily.
What a fucking prick.
Yep.
No, in the thread, actually, somebody is saying that that the OP is King of Pole.
Yeah, they're busy bitching out Cole instead. So okay.
I would find that
Let's just
hysterical
say
and
it's
tragic.
Paul just because it's fun to beat up on him.
Oh,
He's a
man.
prick, but if he didn't do it, he shouldn't be the one blamed.
Yeah, true.
King of Pole or
We need to have
Megadox?
evidence first. You need to have
Yeah.
evidence, then you can beat up on him. But yeah, you got to make sure he's the one. We just can't do witch hunting. Oh shit, we're on live, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Hi guys.
Well,
Oh,
I apologize for nothing.
They got him.
I regret nothing.
Well, for what is worth, for what
Jeremy,
is worth, for what is worth, I think she will be okay because
Jamie knows
because
more
for-
about this.
You know, I think there is a possibility some crazy lunatic out there, probably on the opposition, or just some crazy lunatic.
Jamie,
would
do you
look
know
at this
anything about
and
this?
then just attack her.
where do you get the information?
here's
that
the thing,
doxing?
though.
Doxing? No, I just saw it on BAF at that.
Yeah,
point. I was like,
on
okay,
BAF.
now this all makes sense.
Here's
That was all I know.
Here's the thing about doxing, though. Is main, from my point of view, it's mainly an intimidation tactics. So for most of the time, if you don't react, if you don't panic anything, it will be just fine.
But where do
Although
they even
one
get
thing
the information?
well, it's very easy actually. Mostly just Google full, but once you figure out the IP address and you just kind of search on things and such, you kind of be able
So you just
to
trace the IP.
get the whole.
You guys
Trace the
should
IP.
wait.
just-
You guys should
Wait,
wait for the
okay.
people to come in.
Maybe let's
Talk about this stuff.
let's be patient. Be polite.
Now
Because
they're starting to dox King of Pole because they're suspecting him of the
Oh, for fuck's
Liz
sake.
dox.
Oh yeah, I saw the post that somebody thought that OP was King of Pole.
Listen,
Yeah.
every
Does
OP
King
is
of Pole have a beef with Liz?
I
No,
would say
but you have
either this
to
is
remember that our opponents do particularly go to great lengths to
Yeah,
harass
it's probably a
your
fucking
people
social justice
because
warrior.
No,
Yeah,
it's not even our opponent. Could be even our own allies. That's the thing. That's the
it could just be someone
that's-
being
Could be a false
shit,
flag.
so.
You
Oh,
know
yeah,
what?
makes
Until
sense.
because
something. Yeah, hey. Until something actually does pop up, speculating's not going to help us.
agreed.
I mean, I'm a living example of such bullshit here. But anyway, at this point, I think Liz is gonna be okay because she's already like cleaning up her Skype account and shit. But for the most part, I think she's gonna be alright. Probably like lay low for like a week or 2 weeks or so, and then pops
God.
up again. So.
Why the fuck did they go after? I don't get why they even went after her.
That's the thing. Baphomet
She's
only
a woman
goes
gamer.
after. No. Here's the thing. Baphomet only goes after the most hilarious loicow to get their reaction.
But
Liz
that's the
is
thing.
not-
Liz isn't.
Yeah, Liz isn't a loicow at any rate. She had been pretty well behaved and such outside of some Twitter banters and shit.
That's why it's probably
So.
a justice warrior who just doesn't like her because she's a female gamer gamer.
I don't know. Could just be a troll.
No.
Just want to get a good reaction.
Not that easy.
It looks like
there are cases of people within GamerGate have been like power on each other's in this
Hang
kind
on a
of
sec.
fashion before. So
from the looks of it,
so
the op is gonna get banned from BAF.
Hopefully, he needs to be banned already.
Seven people just already been topic going just fucking ban him. So
Yeah.
people kind of
I saw
realize
those.
she's not really a lolcow or anything. Just random person, and it's a shitty target in the first place, considering she's not really gonna entertain. So
Jamie, since you're the only one who was on the Al Jazeera thing that's been on since the IBC thing. Whoa, what the fuck?
Oh my god, there's some crazy karate match going on between
Yeah,
someone.
I muted him. What do you think of the whole ABC thing compared to the Al Jazeera?
I forgot. Well, I feel bad for the guy again because I was like, oh, he got edited down to a minute or so. I was like, oh, all right. But I mean, there really wasn't anything that I could think of beyond that. I mean, it was on a much bigger network, so it was like perfect. Now any trolling that's done is gonna be against ABC, and lo and behold.
Yeah, it's at 28K dislikes right now, almost 29.
Yeah.
Let's go for 30.
That's great. That's beautiful.
I love it. I do appreciate that they haven't taken down that yet. Like, you know.
Oh yeah.
So, what it feels like to be a GamerGate target?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's
There is something weird about like his arms at like the start of the video.
He looks like an alien.
I know. Weird.
Actually, aliens.
Banned.
Yo,
Ancient
guys. If GamerGate, what if aliens?
Um,
Think about it.
I've been actually discussing on GameSpot with 3 moderators who basically dogpiled me the last few days because I managed to convince them to actually let them have discussion GamerGates, and well, lo and behold, 3 moderators. And the same day I posted the article, dogpiled me, which is kind of funny.
So I'm just gonna give a quick update.
Oh damn!
Op got banned already. So we're gonna see if the topic is
OP
deleted or
got
anything.
banned already.
Yeah, so we're gonna
OP,
see what happens with the rest of the
yeah.
topic, but this is probably gonna be over quick, actually.
And the fart is gonna research on King of Pole next.
What?
'Cause-
They already got King of
Yeah.
Poles. So
That was fast.
Yeah.
they pulled up his
yeah.
OkCupid as well.
Very, very fast.
Oh god damn! And the fart Rise on Twitter, he's gonna research on King of Pole.
Fan and
And,
reverse dogs.
Liz and I talk often. King of Pole made advance on her, and she rejected him. Then he start
That's
accusing
what
her
they
of
said.
shit. Oh, here we go. God
Yeah.
damn it! Here we go.
Yeah, that sounds like King of Paul.
Because obviously after last week Night of the Long Knives from Nerd Dan, we need another balled up in fighting and high school drama. God damn it!
Lori Celeb, guys. Woo!
So King
God
of Paul
damn it.
Master Race reliable?
Is this correct?
Is
Okay.
Fart Master Race like a reliable person on this shit?
Probably not.
I would like to see that evidence.
Yeah.
Liz has just...
Oh, okay. Somebody is saying that ban and reverse dog OP.
Yeah, I
So
saw that. I don't mind.
If Baphomet like reverse dogs and it turned out to be King of Pole, I would laugh my fucking ass
Me
off.
too.
I would love. I feel like King of Pole is like on that level right now. Like him and Mood are just like, I would laugh so hard if it turned out like they were doxing.
Agreed. King of Pole is premium lulz cow.
I would give him the benefit of the doubt. I would give him benefit of the doubt,
I
but
You're an idiot for giving him the benefit of the doubt at this time.
no, because I know that there are other people in GamerGate that is capable of doxing like this. I know 1 or 2
Make
people
it sound
because
like it's this
I've been
hard
like
to dox.
For normal people, yes. For normal people, it's not. I don't know how to fucking dox. Like you
You
don't.
do
You
realize
probably
doxing
don't know
is
either.
finding people's info and publishing it. It's not that hard.
It's just a matter of
You
are you
need-
human being?
But you still need able to find those info though. Like Google can only help you for so much. That's
I
the
mean,
thing. Hence, like, and I know there's like already a couple of cases of people in GamerGate itself like bullying each other and such. So I'm willing to give King of Pole benefit of the doubt and not gonna leave out anyone as gonna be innocent on this because this could literally be anyone. That's the thing. So at
As
so at
opposed
this
to
point,
figuratively.
They went through a lot of fucking trouble to get all this information on Liz. This is beyond doxing. You guys do realize
some
this, right?
you have to understand the troll mentality though. That then, goddamn.
like, we still got people that are in
yeah.
contact with it, right?
What?
Like, I mean, I don't know. I always get nervous when these doxes happen.
This is beyond what a dox is. A dox
Exactly.
is public information. This is like some deep-rooted shit gotten even her cell phone and her internet service stuff. I mean, she had to fall into a phishing trap or something.
Like,
Wait, what?
you gotta make sure that she's okay.
Oh,
It's
in
kinda-
the thread, I think it's the OP. No, it's not the OP, but the mod or something is check out the IP numbers. And so yeah, for apparently the doxing was dead for Lowe's, and then they was trying to get Batman to come after her because she is this MRA on Twitter, and
Not even MRA.
I saw that and I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
I don't think she's a male rights activist. I
She
just
isn't. She
wait,
doesn't.
she did say
never-
she
Oh,
didn't
God
mind
damn.
it.
fart.
She explicitly
Okay,
said
Liz isn't. The fart just tweet this. Liz isn't coming back. If any situation that puts her personal life in danger, she told me she was going to drop off the grid. She's gone. God
Oh,
damn.
shit.
she'll be back just probably anonymously instead.
Yeah, it's alright. She's
We'll see how it goes.
hang on, I'll be back.
Because we already lost Sarah Hayden,
Hello?
and we already lost a couple of people over this bullshit. Oh, somebody already found out the King of Pole's IP. Oh dear.
Yeah, these guys work fast.
Don't fuck with fucking Bahamut, man.
Yeah.
Respect the demon. Give that shit. Let them. They have their things. Just don't fuck with them, and they won't fuck with you.
yeah.
We learned this shit in Japan with dealing with the Yakuza. Not the like Kanki and I. It has nothing to do with you. Just keep your head down.
Dude, if King of Pole or Ebola Chan is responsible for this, I'm gonna be coming after them so fucking hard.
Somebody just posted a
King of-
photo of Ebola Chan.
You know, don't make public announcements like that. Looks bad for
Yeah.
us.
Somewhat
True.
childish and
Let's just
But
agree.
nothing. Have a level head, for God's sake.
get a
Let us-
grip.
I don't know. I gotta get going, you guys. So
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm back. Oh,
Yeah.
see ya.
later.
Peace.
We only have about 10 people in the stream now.
yeah, the Lizzie doxing news like turned Gamergate into like some sort of
It's
turned the mood kind of
tabloids.
worse.
Well, no. What happened was we lost 30 people when the stream crashed. Can't do anything about it.
Oh, they probably did not want to use it.
Oh,
Well, I think this whole doc is just gonna be more fuel for the fire. It's pretty bad, but people are gonna get angry.
If they find out who did it, that guy's gonna get a bunch of shit.
Oh man, yeah, that's not gonna
I'm
be
sure
good.
they can. Can individual boards on 8chan get your IP? Or
No, they can't anymore. Hot Wheels took the ability to see IPs away from volunteers, so no one can see it but Hot Wheels.
Uh,
But yeah, I mean, there's not much we can really do. I mean, we can obviously lurk the topic. That's obvious. But
He won't give it up.
yeah, like V's not gonna. Well, nah, V won't give it up. GamerGate sure as hell won't give it up. So I mean, there really just isn't anything we can do besides, let shit roll out the way it's gonna roll out at this point.
Oh, it'd be the people who run Bathinet, I mean.
Oh, guys. I saw right through the PA request target list, banned them, and now they're going after the person who posted it.
Yeah, go after
That's what I was
the
asking.
I hope they get the prick.
oh god. Well, you don't fuck with these guys.
Yeah, I had
so
the
they
good
banned the
old
guy who
days.
did it?
Boy.
Oh, for what it's
Make
worth,
sure who
probably
you want to target is someone you don't have an axe to grind, or it looks like you have an axe to grind with them. Because they will come
damn it,
after
now we
you
lost.
instead, because they will find it, they will backraid you.
Wait, so don't say you hate the guy who did it?
Now, even then, you have to give a
Yeah.
decent motivation as to why why that person should be targeted.
Oh, because he talks Liz.
For the lol.
No, I mean, it's like even the person who posted Liz's docs. You have to basically show why it's justified, otherwise they will go after you, or the person who posted the docs in the first place.
Yeah, I can
Because they
attest to
realize
that.
you have
Like,
an axe to grind, and it's more fun to go after the person who has an axe to grind than
Oh, I see what you're
the
saying.
target. That's what backrating is.
just a bit of an anecdotal on Baphomet mentality. Broke and Ebola Chan post a remix video of my reaction when I first got dogs on this stream like a month ago, and they was and Broke and Ebola was trying their best to get Baphomet to come after me, trying to paint me as a loyal cow. One guy in Baphomet was like, this guy's art isn't exactly good, but it's not exactly autistic either. And then, when somebody in Baphomet suggests that they do a back raid on the OP, like Broke and Ebola completely drop off the thread. That's the thing with these guys. If you try to get them to be your personal army, good fucking luck.
They'll turn on you.
They are doing, they are
Well,
doing this for the laws, and they wouldn't do it for any other way. So if you, yeah,
well, I mean, we should probably just leave to a different topic at this point. Like, we can only talk about.
Please don't go into infighting.
Yeah. I mean, we had enough things happen.
it's not infighting as much as shit that already happened.
No, I
you
totally
know,
understand. I'm just saying, like, because of the whole. You already know this is gonna be like the topic I'm gonna find on Twitter, and it's gonna be just kind of annoying, for lack of a better word. When like we had other stuff, like we had 4chan and Moot quit, we had Tito quit, we have Find Young Capitalist actually doing something with Not Your Shield. Like, there's
Oh, I saw the images.
other-
Man, they got a good artist on their team.
yeah, they do.
Whoever the Fine Young
Yeah.
Capitalist person's artist is, they got some really cool stuff. You know?
Definitely.
They get artists, don't they? Like that's kind of what the point of their Kickstarter was.
They got Genzo. They just had connections to him in the first place, and I think this time around the artist might be the same way. Like Matt or whoever the hell was out in Finding Capitalist just happens to know some of these guys, and it's pretty great. The idea, though, it's a charity to get more artists from Not Your Shield to tweet and actually do something. Which
So is
nice.
Not Your Shield just that one guy, or is there like a bunch of people?
It's a group.
It's a group.
It was a pretty big. I mean, it's quieted down, but it was a pretty big sister organization, the GamerGate.
Like it just seemed like they just knew people and they had people working with them. They weren't really part of the whole thing.
Oh my god.
What?
Sorry, the Live League Trends just tweeted daycare worker caught kicking child in head.
Isn't
That's fun.
usual crazies?
Yeah, kicking kids is really fun though. I don't blame them.
Kick the baby.
Yeah.
Don't kick the baby.
Can somebody check out King of Pole's Twitters?
Probably
Alright,
shitting himself.
Nah, it's best not to get involved with this kind of shit, Tito.
Basically.
No. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, like, check on him a bit to see if he got anything. Yeah.
I
Got any reaction at all?
to this drama.
Did you guys
I'm just a bit
catch the whole
concerned
Game
about-
Informer?
Somebody DDoSed his router 20 hours ago.
Let's try to get on another topic. Have you guys seen the Game Informer thing with
Oh, that like 124 sources article?
No, Game Informer. Someone on the Game Informer criticized the ABC thing.
No,
Yes.
for starters,
Yeah,
you have
Game Informer has really gone back,
before
and
anyone
they
talks
made an
about this,
article about
before
like how-
anyone talks about this, be aware this was just on their blog, and he's not affiliated with Game Informer.
Yeah,
But like they also
So just
made an
make
article
sure that
about.
I don't want people thinking that Game Informer
that's
is
what I
on my
meant.
side.
But no, they're not like they made an article that was criticizing all these the gamers are dead articles too. Like they also
That was
kind of
probably a
went back
blogger. I
excessively.
don't think it would be.
No,
one
it
of
was
the-
on the magazine. It was
Okay,
there's
it
a
was.
physical copy.
All right, I just want to make sure because
I'm gonna try.
It was an incredible article. This blogger, I think, he's posted 2 of these blogs. Very well referenced and seemingly very popular. Probably more people are reading these than the actual Game Informer editor articles. To be perfectly honest, and he's very clinical, so they're very high quality.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and find it because I lost all the links from the last stream.
Yes, the 124
Oh,
sources.
so Rabbit's
basically you can
gonna
look up
come
Barbara
in.
Walters.
to-
That was the main title of the article. Sorry.
Let me see.
Get Game Informer.
I don't think I can find it. There we go. Here. Actually, not that hard to find. No, you can check it out. It's kind of cool of them to not take it down immediately.
Well, it was all
Because Game
normally
Informer made the stance clear that they're against GamerGate.
Hang on, BRB.
Is it about the GamerGate article?
Yeah, ABC thing. Where Game
It
Informer.
just says betraying Barbara, ABC's news in a crusade to undo a feminist icon's legacy.
Yeah, that's the article.
Yeah, that's it. 124, I believe it is, sources, including Kane, who found his way into another article, which is always nice.
it's not just having the sources. You also have to make sure that the sources themselves are legitimate. Since a good way how to be deceptive is to have lots of footnotes.
True.
Yep.
Thankfully, it's not a problem this time around, and most of the sources tend to be direct links to ABC.
I mean, the source he's using, what was it, 124 sources, so it's...
Yeah, there's like
it's
100
massive.
ABC sources, actually.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, his vlog's pretty good.
yeah, it's pretty well detailed.
What began with inaccuracies, debunked claims, and still myths about video game players. And they also said like Grand Theft Auto had rape in it, which was bullshit.
Oh man, I think I'm just
Okay, I'm back.
gonna pass. I'm thinking I'm gonna pass the stream for now because it's a bit depressing seeing lesbian dogs. But oh, right on when Raph joined in the call too. Hey Raph.
Hey, Rolf.
Hey, Ralphie boy.
What's up?
Good evening.
What are you guys doing?
Hey.
We're
Well,
Good
talking.
thing. What's up, Tadot? Good thing
Yeah,
nothing's
just-
going on tonight, huh? I was watching Arrow and I heard about some stuff going on good old Baphomet and all that stuff.
yeah.
It's the usual nonsense.
Yeah. I wonder when I'm gonna get my thread on there. Kind of jealous.
Okay.
You're gonna be
Okay,
the most famous
somebody-
of all the famous celeb, Ralph. Don't
That
worry.
was a joke, by the way. I'm sure it'll happen.
Oh no,
It'll happen to talk about it. But yeah, anyway, good times. So,
What's
yeah.
up, Ralph? How you doing, man?
Not shit. I was gonna come on earlier and I got caught up, but I figured I would stop by for a minute before I went and wrote for my site. I make a meager $1 or $2 every article, maybe. But yeah. So what's up, guys? What have you been talking about? That?
Well, we've been basically recapping stuff over the last 5 months. I don't know. Is there anything you like to recap, or like how's it been for you? Basically, you've been writing basically
5 months of
everything.
Yeah, pretty much daily. I mean, there's been a couple, day here and there, but not too many taking off. Yeah, I mean, just recap 5 months. It's been quite a crazy ride.
Well, not everything. It's just for you, basically. Not the whole
What's it
thing.
been like for me? Well,
Yeah.
like I said, it would be a whole book to write about that. But yeah,
That's
it's
with
been crazy.
Milo's writing a book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His book's gonna be good. I could write a totally different book, and it would cover a lot of crazy stuff that's went on. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's just been a wild ride. I appreciate everybody that likes coming to the site and commenting on the articles. That's a key part of my site is the user feedback, and so I enjoy that aspect of it. Having people enjoy what I do, I mean that obviously feels good. And I think we've accomplished a lot of good things, and we've had some issues too, but that's just what happens with something like this, and we're still going. So.
Yeah, we also
So-
donated like $1 million to charity. That's a pretty good thing.
Yeah, I mean we've done a lot of good stuff, and I think we've built a pretty good community, and
Yeah.
we just keep riding it, see how it goes. I mean, I think we still got a ways to go. So, I always saw this as a really long-term project. I've said this 1,000 times, but I never thought it was like 3 months or something. I thought it was like
5 months.
no, not even. I was thinking like years. I mean, it was all about building an alternative press. I mean,
It's
that's
still
not something
going.
you do overnight. Yeah, that's not something you just do overnight. I mean, but yeah. I don't know. It's been a fun time. Yeah, go
Anything
ahead.
you think we could do better?
I mean, you feel me on the spot a little bit.
We were asking everybody that.
We can always do better. Everyone can always do better, no matter what you're doing. I'll speak like a politician. But yeah, I don't know, man.
Is there anything you would like to be done better?
Personally, I mean, I think we do need to always keep in mind that there's still a lot of people that don't know anything about what we're doing, and so as many people as you can spread the news to, or spread an article to, or not mine, doesn't have to be mine. I mean, anybody's, any type of info you can just talk about GamerGate. You know what I mean? Because there's still a lot of people that don't know about what we're doing, so.
Or have misinformation of what we're doing.
Yeah, now there's a ton of people like that too. I mean, just talk to people, and if they have some wrong impressions, try to try to ease their mind or show them that that's not really the case, or you know what I mean, just outreach type stuff. I do think that's something we could
Yeah,
do more.
I will add on to that in that like with people who are concerning about PR, like stop that shit. The only PR that is matters, that is word of mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I'm just
PR,
gonna drop
dude.
off now.
God damn it.
Alright, see you
Yeah,
today.
yeah, see ya.
See ya.
Yeah, later.
So yeah.
Okay.
Right, there's the last one in the queue is waiting. Queenie said she was coming, but she's pretty much been a no-show so far, so that's kind of
People need to realize that what he's saying about PR, that word of mouth is PR. If you keep your nose clean, or like I don't know, well that was
I know
probably
what
a
he's
bad
saying,
analogy
though. I
for
mean, some of
me,
these
but
people, yeah. I mean, I understand what he means, though. Like, I don't know. I don't really sit around and worry about, oh, don't say this rough on Twitter, or don't write this because it looks bad. I mean, I don't give a fuck personally.
well, no, I mean that's your deal. That's
Well,
that
yeah,
you
I mean, I
are needed.
understand not everybody is me. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like you're necessary in this. You know, like you have to have that
Yeah,
sphere.
well, everybody has a different role. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I've known that too. Yeah. I mean, Usher's not gonna write like I write, or Nit's Gamer's not gonna have a lot of stuff like I do, or whatever. You know what I mean? We do different things.
Yeah, I mean that's why, like we some of my writers are actually doing, they're trying to do these kind of like sort of experience pieces with what they saw, how it developed, and Justin Knight's doing a pretty damn good job. It's just they're fucking huge, you know what I mean? They're like so many goddamn links. I was up to 5 a.m. just adding like links and videos and finding all the different stuff and like finding like something that like Lee Alexander's been saying and shit lately is just like god damn man, like, and then what she used to say right when she was first
Yeah, I saw
interviewed,
that. You talking
and
about
then
the GTA?
I was just like oh, god damn man, really.
Holy.
But that's her now, man. She's been that way. I told everybody that they should research why Lee Alexander was removed from D-Toy. That might be interesting. We'll put that out there to as many people as possible.
Yeah, if anybody has any dirt on Lee, go ahead and send it. You know that me and her go way back. So.
Are you going to keep the sources anonymous, though?
Yeah, I mean, if they want to be anonymous, that's always an option.
I've heard there's been problems with that in the past.
With
the biggest thing I saw recently was the Kim Pallister thing.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Fart tweet it a few days ago, and then I started digging and gave him the lead again. And I think people need to be quite. It's very easy for us to get sidetracked in all this hoo-ha that occurs, but things like pissing about over Brianna Wu is much less important than a director in Intel being Lee Alexander's bum chum and getting likes in all of his Facebook posts by Kate Edwards of the IGDA and having a record for several years going back on the internet of them attending events together. That's a big...
Yeah, that's true, but I don't make any apologies for writing about Brianna Wu or anybody else. I mean,
oh, for sure,
that's fun. Yeah, I mean,
I
do that. Like, well, those are some of our top. I mean, those are some of our top critics. I mean, whether you what
and
you
I
think
actually
of
view Gazi as our personal
Six
weapon.
figures for doing jack shit.
People like Brianna Wu have given us so much coverage. and this sounds absurd. You might say they give us a bad reputation. Well, actually, I don't fucking care. If they give us a reputation for being horrible people, that means people think we will do horrible things, and therefore they make allowances for us, even if we don't do those things. And every time they report a post or an article and get it pulled down, we Streisand the fuck out of it, and 10,000 more people see it than would otherwise. It works. They are our free publicity, and they are so awful that the more people look, the more they think we've got a point. It's the best enemy we could ever have. It's incredible. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, man. I've had it happen to me personally a couple times. So yeah, that effect is real. It never works trying to check us out. So
It's the best. We wouldn't be here if it weren't for them squibbling. And it's the thing, there was a lot of hoo-ha and various things. Whenever I read it, it's like, well, surely if they just apologise, it would have went away. You know? It's their own
Yeah,
fucking morality.
oh, they could have nipped this in the bud early. I am one of those who believes that had all these outlets came out that first, like few weeks and really with some sincere changes and apologies, they might not have even had to fire anybody if they had like been sincere with some of their apologies. But it just didn't really happen. So
I told people this fucking like in the very, very, very beginning. Like I spread that word to a lot of fucking people, and they just totally ignored it. So the people that got fired because of it, the people that they're going through that shit, it wasn't only me. There were other people too. And
I mean, personally, I wanted to see some heads roll, but had they come with some like real sincere apologies, I know that a lot of people would have probably accepted that. You know what I mean? It might not have been a lot of momentum going towards it, but they didn't even. I mean, they didn't even really consider that. So no, that was on them.
Yeah, Gawker's
So
non-apology.
really, they've made
They
it into
attacked
an
it.
ethics or bust story, and it's compelling.
Yeah, I mean, and there's a lot of stuff there on these people. I mean, they're not clean.
I mean, let's not forget
they're
their
not.
other role, which is to help games sell better, as Honeypot saw.
Yeah, and they're just so hypocritical. I mean, they're good foes, really. I mean,
They're the best.
They're easy.
They got a porn game on Steam's top 7. It's perfect.
yeah. What about them trying to get? What was that? A couple days ago, they were gonna get Total Biscuit taken off Steam curators list.
Yes,
How'd
they
that
got
go?
1,000
That was
people.
pretty funny. Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, he said something
But,
back like, "Oh, you only need like 4,500,000."
yeah, you only need like
Or-
415,000 or something. Yeah.
But I mean, then somebody was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, one of those persons was an Intel worker who's at the,
That may have been me.
Oh,
Yes.
you're the one who said that? Nice.
Yeah. It's
Well,
okay. Yeah.
he's going to be
I've
bringing
been
that
watching
up in
my guy
negotiations with whatever deal they do. So.
Are you
Lucky.
okay?
But
And this is the kind of thing. Someone then replied to me saying, "Oh, we should call it getting fired." Actually, you don't call it getting fired. What you do is you spread the news until someone in Intel reports it to their corporate compliance. This guy may have went around their subcontracting procedures and awarded the contract to a friend, and then they come and deal with it. It's not wise for us to get involved in asking for anyone to get fired, really. You know?
yeah.
Unless it's a movie Bob, because he's the
Fuck Movie Bob and his little children.
That guy is such a
Yeah.
fucking prick.
That socially successful Chris Chan right into hell.
Yeah, they were
I
trying to
don't
troll
even
me.
get that, man. I don't even get him.
Chat 2.0.
Movie Bob is such a.
He wants to
fucking-
get feminist pussy. Because he's a fat.
desperation
ugly
is right.
Which
fucking-
is in itself a paradox. They want to get rid of the pussy.
They think the pussy's on their side.
Movie Bob looks like he's a dude with a fupa, man. I mean, he looks like he has a fupa. I mean, the fupa, fat upper pussy area. That's what fupa means. I don't know. That's a California thing, maybe, but call bitch with the fupa. He is
Yeah.
that bitch with the fupa, man.
Yeah, but imagine our disappointment when Bob wasn't cut. That always
What?
sucks.
Yeah, I know that there were some people trolling me because I wrote a blog post when I saw the report. Of course, I based it on the report and everything was clear about it, but they're just like, oh, bro. Of course, it was anti-GamerGate. It wasn't nobody on our side really, but I was like, well, I'm just reporting what they said. But that was a pretty shoddy report, by the way, by the original people. I don't know where they got Bob Chipman's name, but. I think everybody else on the list was right though, so I guess it wasn't totally.
One inaccuracy. Not bad, really,
Yeah.
but
Just the main one that I wanted gone.
yeah, just,
Yeah,
yeah.
right?
They just missed the one motherfucker
that actually earned it.
They fired Tito. Man, how fucked up is that? I don't. I mean, I'm not even a huge as big a fan of Tito as some people are, but I mean, over you firing him over movie Bob. I mean, jeez.
I mean,
Just cold.
for all the shit we've given Tito, when we saw the Game Journal Pro shit, we did see he actually did talk.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Tito's got some good qualities. I mean, but
he tried. Is all I'm saying. Like,
yeah, he's not a total shithead. Let's just put it that way.
yes,
He's definitely better than movie Bob.
Yeah,
So,
and in media groups like this, usually the editorialist, who doesn't do any research or journalism, is usually the one who gets shit canned first. Last I checked, I haven't seen Movie Bob break any news.
No. He hadn't broke a
It's
sweat.
You just make it sound like being better than movie Bob is an accomplishment.
Being
Yeah,
better
that's
than
true.
socially
That's very
acceptable
low bar.
Chris Chan is an accomplishment.
Yeah.
Socially acceptable.
Yeah.
Oh, you calling him socially acceptable Chris Chan?
Yes, because he's a complete Mario freak. That book kind of proves that this guy this guy's about as bad as Chris Chan with Sonic.
Well, he hasn't maced anybody yet.
And he didn't drink
Not
his own
yet.
semen.
Dear God, don't put that on the things to do list. He might actually be listening, and he might think, maybe that's how you
my
get to the
hero."
kids today.
Did you guys see he did videos where he was like playing himself as multiple characters? It was so terrible.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
when
yeah,
he
it was
tried,
them reading
when he tried
Sonic
to
show.
Queen Kara and Spoonie and all that, yeah.
I didn't get what the fuck he was doing. I just thought, I was like, why are people taking video of this homeless man? And then everybody was like, that's Movie Bob. I was like, what?
What he was trying to do was this so-called game anti-thinker, which basically is a dude bro parody. But unfortunately, the true anti-thinker is him because he's really not using his brain.
But it was so boring and gross. It was just like, I think that dude has like sexual fantasies of like cloning himself and fucking himself up the ass or something, because he's just like, he did like all these wigs and weird shit. I was just like, you got some fucking problems, dude. Like, go see a psychologist, please. You need it.
Psychologist, no, fuck that. Get yourself
Committed.
into the realm of the old dark one. Seriously, we don't want to see you again.
You need to do something.
Give
because that is
Cthulhu
not
a
doing
visit.
right. Oh, man.
he might wake up and say, "Oh God, you're that damn annoying. I'm leaving this realm."
Oh, I know
Yeah.
you guys don't want to talk about it, but I'm following this Muhammad thread.
Ugh.
They've
Yeah,
targeted Moot.
Mode's next.
Yeah, they say a social justice warrior, the king of cluck, cluck, and
Some homeless programmer cocksucker by the name of Steve Tom Sawyer.
who's that?
I don't think.
Who?
Do we really want to get back with that, Steve?
I just was curious. I see. Here's the thing. Like, the only time when I read up on any of this crazy shit is every once in a while from one of Ralph's pieces or something that like Milo does, and that's it. So this shit is just intrinsically fascinating to me because it's. I don't want to fuck with it. I'm not gonna like touch it or anything. And
It's
dig
the
deeper. I just-
sideshow.
Yeah,
Eventually,
it's
we'll
like,
have to
watch-
take it to the sideshow tent. You know, that's
jester.
inevitable.
I love it. Doxing
Yeah,
yourself
Jester's
in
in
the
your
lazy
face.
cunt. The language is phenomenal in here. It's just it's a
Hey
class
guys,
act, man.
Sure, yeah.
I'm about to have to go write a blog post or something, so I gotta pump out some content and then go to the store. But
Alright. No, thanks for coming, mate.
Later.
See ya, bro.
yeah, it's no
Alright, see
problem,
ya.
man.
Keep
If
up
you
the
do
good
on
work.
Friday, I'll come on earlier. So
Yeah, okay.
I'll try to catch you on PSN if you're on your.
yeah, if
PS4.
I ever get to play, man, half the time I have the son of a bitch on and I don't even get to play. But
Yeah, I noticed that. I was like, God damn
yeah,
it.
yeah, dude, I'm gonna get on that bitch sometime. Someday I'm gonna get to actually play a game. I mean, it's crazy, but
Yeah, someday you're actually gonna motherfucking use the PSN. Yeah.
I know, man. I got, dude. You don't even know, man. So many games stacked up, but yeah. All right, guys.
I can guess.
Yeah, you can probably get it. Peace out, guys.
See ya.
See ya.
Later.
Yeah.
Maybe I should do my 5-month thing.
Yeah, do yours.
What the?
There's a horse.
Or riding
Don't
a
bring the
horse.
horse in the room.
Yeah, Henry, you gotta
Fucking
stop.
Henry doing shit again.
I don't know what you're doing to that mic, brother, but you gotta not do that.
Not
Hello,
helpful.
Alright,
Mom.
so let's talk about some stuff.
Well,
We should-
Brian's up next. He wanted to recap his 5 months.
Alright, there we go.
The biggest win, certainly the most interesting thing, was the FTC clamping down on the rules. I don't think enough. Obviously, the FTC never really makes statements, so it's not published. But watching all those paid advertisements pop up on all these websites, popping up on all these YouTube channels where they've been doing it for a while and were being called on it, was pretty glorious. And that's probably the best thing I saw in the past 5 months. And it also really vindicates the argument that if you have enough people pissed off, they've got to do something about it. Which, of course, is what our opposition detest. Are we supposed to say something else? I think there's 2 other things we're supposed to comment on.
What do you think we could do better? Or would you, yeah, in your opinion?
What could I do better? I could
Or like what
certainly
all of
do
us.
a better job digging, and I don't tend to spend a lot of time digging. I'm pretty lazy, which is not great. But I reckon there is a gold mine of shit going on in that awards list for the Intel people who we're going to sponsor. Not just in the 2 companies we are familiar with, but in other areas. And the other thing we could do well as a group is reach out and build allies in places where other areas of the media they're experiencing these problems, because this is not uncommon. Maybe I'm more aware of it being a Scottish guy, but the faith in the media right now where I'm from is virtually non-existent. There are something like 60% of people just don't trust it. There was a huge scandal 3 years ago about ethics in all journalism, where the journalists were all just tapping everyone's phones whenever a story came out, and they were reamed through the courts, and of course very little happened, because they were kind of closing ranks and trying to cover each other's ass. There is clearly a legitimate need for journalistic standards which is not being met in society. Gaming is just became a spearhead in the topic.
Yeah.
And for more success, we've got to work out where those people are in other areas and join the dots.
I mean,
Because these are the same people who, when you see like the Guardian writing shit about GamerGate, well, guess what? One of the guys in Guardian leaked the email saying Leigh Alexander's coming in, right? What she says from their boss. You know, this is not uncommon. This shit is now became the standard for all of the journalists. We don't get coverage with the right-wing media. Why? Because we know we're not right-wing. We don't say right-wing things. We're left-wing. We get coverage by a few journalists who think it's amusing. We are then slandered by the left-wing because they're authoritarian and they're protecting each other's ass. And in order to get coverage from the other end, you've got to be in that crony circle. So there is cronies in both ends of the spectrum, and they're just waiting to be cracked open.
yeah. I mean, you started posting at GameSpot, and I found your post hilarious. So did Dustin, and even Michael did a post.
That's because I'm a grade A shitlord, of course.
Well, that's the thing. It's
And I
like they're not.
communicate
They
so
don't,
fluently.
you gotta hit
and
them in
that's
the face with shit. You know what I mean? You
And
gotta
there's
just
something-
kinda go,
There's something I want to add to my kind of recap thing. I think one of the most bittersweet things is seeing them use, like, pretending they stand up for black people and women, and then just seeing all these women and all these colored people just abandon them and come to us. I think that was one of the best things to see, and now it's all just a bunch of fat old white men besides the professional victims.
Wait,
Well, that
just so
is
you know,
absolutely
don't
the
use
case.
the word color. That is a terrible euphemism that they used to use back in the 1950s. And
No,
stuff.
no, it's not a racist thing. It's just
It is. It's still
non-white.
considered a
It's
racist thing, dude. My sister's black, dude. Seriously, it's racist. I know.
I'm
I've
Hispanic.
asked.
And I think
It's not.
there is
It's
It's
not.
not.
a lot of value.
It's not used toward Hispanic. It's used toward. When they say color people.
Yeah, brown. I'm brown.
I know, but I'm saying where it comes from is when they're like, oh, it's those color folk. We gotta get out there and round them up. And, that's
think so.
That's what that shit came from.
I think you make it a I don't know. I think when you give words that power, you shouldn't give words power like that.
Well, no, I mean, that's where I'm saying, just historically, that's where it comes from. That's why I'm like, who makes all these hashtags, like the people of color hashtag? They weren't done by African American people and stuff. They were started by a white person. That shit is always started by a goddamn white person.
That's actually
This,
kind of.
it's
not-
chronic
yeah.
identity politics syndromes. But there is one thing I would say is I think it would be good to have a full week focused on loving not your shield people.
I think that's
Somehow.
what Fine Young Capitalists are doing right now.
Finding Capitalist is like they have the one project that can just, reignite Not Your Shield if we can push the damn thing.
Yeah.
It's another charity
I think
drive, which is
it'll be
perfect.
good.
It's Finding Capitalist, who we all love anyway. And it's focused specifically on Not Your Shield. It's as
I just want to
blatant-
say that after all these doxings were happening, I just renewed my privacies on my server because I just thought about it. I was like, that's how people dox. Anyway, if you guys were wondering, that they do it through finding the people's servers for the most part. I was like, oh, that's probably a bad idea. I think I'll close that shit up. Might as well make it a little harder for anybody who wants to do that to me. I seriously, somebody found my phone number. I had a crazy, social justice warrior person call me from an unlisted number. I was like, what the
What
fuck?
they tell you?
They were
What did
doing.
you say? What did they say?
Oh, they said a multitude of things, but they were just like, their voice was like, it was a guy, but it sounded like a guy taking hormones.
Of course, there's no girls on there.
And so it was kind of squeaky-ish. Said that I should kill myself or some shit like that, and I was like, who the fuck does it? Like, I was taken aback. I'm like, who the fuck's calling me? And I thought it was kind of important because whenever I see an unlisted number, there's very few people I know who use that. So then this person was just like talking about how I should die and I should kill myself, and I'm like, okay, well that's not gonna happen. And then they're like, well, I'm gonna come for you, and I'm like, okay, I have a shotgun, and I'm a goddamn surgeon with that shotgun. Try me. It's like, you don't, like, I don't get, like, don't other people have guns?
Yeah, I live in Texas. You can go down the road and buy an assault rifle as long as you're 18.
Don't they give it? They just give you guys like shotguns and like boxes of cereal and shit, right? Like that's how that works.
Yeah, you sign up for a bank, like that Michael Moore documentary where he goes to a bank and by opening an account they give him a gun. There's a little bit more to that process, but that is true. They do shit like that.
American gun control is the crappiest.
Yeah, but we don't have shit like. I'm not gonna get into politics about who does what to us.
So there's
America's built around guns.
Yeah.
You know what?
We
Drop
don't
it.
like
Let's
his
not get into politics on this
Yeah.
stream.
Yeah.
But, like, I just want to say, like, people get pissed
Oh
over
shit! I
assault
was
rifles,
gonna have a king
but
of
most
pole
street
moment.
crime is done with pistols.
True.
You only have a
Statistically
king
speaking,
of pole
according to the
moment
FBI
if you
crime
talk
statistics.
about the Holocaust being a hoax and being friend zoned by women on the
Yeah.
stream.
Oh.
Hey,
I thought that was just a general break. Yeah, no, I won't do that. I was just gonna say that, like, just so people realize, most gun violence is actually self-inflicted in the United States. People
And it's done with
commit
handguns.
suicide. Yeah, it's done with handguns, which is sad, you know.
Yeah.
If you're feeling sad, people, let me try to lift you up. I know it doesn't sound like I'm gonna lift you up, but I'm gonna direct
Do
you
drugs.
to well, you could do that, or you could go to healthcare.gov. You go to their mental health section, and they will find you free alternatives if you cannot afford it, and I highly suggest you do that.
But that's expensive. The liquor store is cheaper.
No, it's free. If you go through the .gov, you can get it for free.
We do
And you
also
can drink the liquor. You can drink the liquor in the meantime, but for a long-term fix, you could, I mean, it's really easy to sign up.
For
You
a
can
long
drink while you're doing it.
we do have our also, minor GamerGate therapy of you are not Anthony Birch and you are not Peter Coffin.
You can turn off fucking Twitter and go play a fucking game.
You know what? I gotta
You're
say,
taking.
I gotta say though, I really I mean, this was way before GamerGate. This was before the whole Alien Colonial Marines project, or not? Yeah, Alien Colonial Marine project. I had a lot of respect for Anthony Birch until I watched that project go into hell, and people being just very complicit in doing it, and very well knowing that the game that they're doing is being funded with the sake of money, and they're fucking over a lot of people and a lot of fans. But with that said, having your wife cheat on you, also not knowing your own sexuality, apparently he went on a date with a dude, I guess, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I mean, he's confused in his head. He has some issues that maybe nobody else saw before. Apparently him and his sister don't even talk anymore or some shit. Like, she's out doing like all these other projects and becoming a really successful voice actor and writer, and he's just dying on that Borderlands level with Gearbox because of the shitty choice. It's like, you made your bed, you got to sleep in it now. That's what he fucking did. And there's some part of me. I've seen people go down that path. I feel sorry for them a little bit, and I can't. I mean, I can't even understand. I mean, I that's the thing. I used to respect the fucking hell out of the guy. He was, how Jimquisition was doing the consumer stuff and all that. I mean, Anthony Birch is the one who started that way back when, so many years ago, like 7 years ago, and he had a lot of really interesting things to say, and he did a really good job about it. But something's happened, I mean, maybe it's the famous plateau sort of thing, If you get really well known and you got all this pressure, maybe he had all this pressure, and something just in his head just went, it just snapped, and he's like. He goes and makes out with a dude, and then his wife goes and blows another giant black cock or something, and he freaks out. Well, I mean, I'm assuming, like, maybe, she's a bigger girl. She's gonna need that. She's gonna need that bigger dick. I'm just saying, keeping it real. But yeah, I mean, what?
Would you say that she was a fat bottom girl?
Would you say she was fat as fuck?
Fat bottom girl, make the wheels go round.
She's got a lot going on down there. She's definitely a girl with a fupa. She got that big fat upper pussy area. Still weird with the sister name though. I never got that. I was like, how can you marry somebody who has the same name as your sister? Like in bed, you gotta be. I mean, maybe they weren't having sex or anything. Maybe that's why she wanted to have sex with somebody else.
Names like Lauren is common.
Huh? Her name was
Ashley. If somebody has like a common name, I'm sure you can look past it.
Well, no, I mean it was Ashley Birch and Ashley Birch. His sister named.
Oh, his name is exactly Ashley Birch.
Yes, it was exactly Ashley Birch, and after they got married, she kept her name. Fucking weird shit, man.
Weird.
I mean, they made jokes on Hey Ash, what you playing about Ashley? He like pegging him and stuff like. Before I even know what the term pegging was, there was a joke about it that they did, and it's like, man, that you're looking back now, that shit hit way too close to home.
Yeah,
that's like, god damn, man.
Weird.
I've gotta feel a little sorry for him. I think he's lost his mind. I think he's not wound too tightly right now, and we can't do anything about it. And he's stuck. He's gonna die with Borderlands. Nobody else is gonna fucking have Birch on their team, dude. He poisoned himself.
Wait, so what exactly happened with Borderlands? I didn't hear about that.
So basically, what happened? I'll give kind of what I can say about it.
Oh, great! Now I'm not.
I know a lot more, but basically,
shorthand, because you said that.
Shorthand. Gearbox
paid a
siphoned
lot of money
money.
for that.
Well,
One
Yeah,
person
you
at a
know what
time.
happened with here. I can.
Well,
I'll do it so this way you don't have the liability. You know what happened with aliens, colonial marines, right?
Yeah, I got all fucked up and traded off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
everyone.
more
basically
to
the
that.
problem is with
There's a
that one.
lot more.
Yeah, with
Sorry.
this one, the thing that happened was Gearbox had a contract with Sega and Fox to make the game, but they were just taking all the money that was supposed to go to the aliens, colonial marines, and putting it in the Borderlands.
Oh.
And
And
Anthony
that was
Birch
Birch's
Yeah,
doing
and
it?
this, and they weren't even, and then in terms of getting around like all the benchmarks, it's when you had to show your progress, all they did was make that demo. They showed at C3 and kept showing that, and then when Fox said, you know what, you have to show us something else, we're going to sue you. That's when they pulled everyone together and like outsourced everything and came out with that piece of shit you saw.
Yeah. And that was Birch who did that? That was his doing?
Birch outright admitted Gearbox did this.
Uh,
Like during I think it was September with GamerGate.
Yeah, it was it was pretty early on. Internet Aristocrat hit hard on that. Now, that was like one of his big things that he actually confronted Randy Pitchford about it.
I mean, like, what are you gonna do though? I mean, Randy Pitchford, that motherfucker. God, he makes me angry.
And
Such
such drama.
Birch right there, really.
No, he's. How do I
They were
explain
getting
this motherfucker?
sued. They were getting sued.
Okay, he is the epitome of a self-aggrandizing asshole. He knows exactly what he's doing. He has no fucking qualms about it. And
Or the Steve Russo of game
he let down his team. He gave people a sort of mentality that that'll ruin them for their career, for life, and there's always going to be that hint of doubt in everybody's mind if they work with another company. I mean, why would you do that? I mean, it has some fucking good conscience. If you feel like you couldn't do it, then you shouldn't have asked. It should have been a 2K issue. It shouldn't have been a fucking Sega. But they're boosting their I can't. They were doing some stuff, and it was fucking shady as shit. And I mean, it's just how it happened. They shouldn't have done it. Out of respect for not only everybody else who was involved, they should have at least had the respect for themselves and to say that this is not something you do. It's just you don't do that, and I mean, come on, and that's why I mean it was supposed to be like Borderlands 2 and a shit ton of DLC, right?
yeah.
It wasn't supposed to go beyond that with the way that they had it. Now you got the Tall Tale game, and because they can't fund anything else, they can't make anything else.
Well,
Nobody
your
wants to even.
reputation is shot. Like
What?
your reputation is just completely shot.
Yeah, now
nobody
the consumers
fucking
don't
trusts
trust him. Yeah, no consumers won't trust him. Companies won't trust him. Like, he's pretty much fucked out of the industry.
I mean, and Borderlands 1 was a legitimate good game. Borderlands 2, not good. Like, seriously, it had, to me, if I was going to just inherently give it a score, I would say that there were several bugging issues that I had right off the bat from playing it. The story was just so off the mark from the first one, and it built a weird narrative for the whole series. It wasn't cohesive. The whole game felt fucking so weird. Like they had all these minds going into it and not really a direction, and that's probably why it took so long and why it had the issues it did. And so, I mean, seriously, probably a 6 at most. Like, I'm being generous, being a 6 with that one. And I when I played through it, the first one was just like, God damn, man, like I can't. It's very rare for me. I can play Shaq Fu over and over and over again. I cannot play Borderlands 2.
Damn.
Okay. It's like I played through it once and I'm like, I can't even touch that game.
Well, here's
I
a
have
good
it
question.
sitting here too, still.
What happened to all the money that Sega and Fox gave them for Aliens Colonial Marines then? They put it in the Borderlands 2, but it wasn't a very good product.
They brought hookers and coke and.
Well, no, I mean it went to the typical dev stuff that they did. I mean, they also had to I mean, I'll just speculate. I'll just keep this as speculation. If I was in that position, and if I was doing that, and if I was seeing that, I would be probably trying to prop up the production of Borderlands 2 up until the release, show that we were under budget, get the bonus from 2K, then get back on the back burner to quickly produce an Alien game for Fox and Sega based on what we had.
That makes about much sense as it should be.
Yeah.
And it would also explain the sales numbers, really. I mean, realistically, we know game sales, like in a series, it's the next one that will tell you just how good your previous one. So Borderlands 1 was a good game. It was a hit. It is, what, 2, 3 million or whatever, and its sequel would reap the benefits of this.
But
Add
pre-sequel
that,
would be the result, or the insult.
add that, but also prop in a shit ton of advertising from money that happened to show up, and you explain how 2, 3 million becomes 10, 11 million.
Not to mention that maybe their budget was just as much as the game
Yes.
to produce. Just saying.
And the good news
If I
is,
did have info, that would probably be the info I would have, that they had a equal amount of budget on both, which is the stupidest fucking thing the game industry does over and over and over again.
well, they'll reuse assets as usual. But the good news, at least, is with the flop of pre-sequel, it looks like Borderlands 2 was not a good game to many, many people.
Yeah. I mean, and seriously, the way that they churned out the DLC for it, and I mean, that's where I started seeing a real steep increase in shitty DLC stuff, was Borderlands 2. The way they kind of piecemealed a lot of that shit. I was like,
I don't get the praise for Borderlands 2. I played it, and I just don't get it.
It's pretty difficult to get, though, you know? I mean, there's not really...
I don't dislike it, but I couldn't get into it. And I know a lot of people who did play it all the way through, but it just feels... I mean, I don't play Destiny either, but I can't travel with a console, so I can't play Destiny. And the reason I have no interest in playing Destiny is Borderlands 2, which sounds a little bit unfair. It's just FPS grind.
You should hate Destiny for the fucking flaws Destiny has.
I didn't touch that game.
I play Destiny off and on. I gotta say, I do. I play it off and on just because it's fun for mindless shooting, and sometimes my friends are on so I can raid or do whatever. But realistically, Destiny, after they fucked over their story guy, after all the shit that they did, and how they kind of rushed out some stuff and it wasn't done right, and the story was totally hatcheted, and then they put them in all those fucking Gamoras and that have to be accessed off to a different site and pull you out of the game. It's terrible, but not as bad in comparison. Like, I feel like there's just a lot of elements that Destiny does right in their world, and Borderlands 2 is boring as shit.
So basically, you're saying that Destiny was overhyped.
No, Destiny was actually they ended up cutting back the story and all that stuff and the missions, because if you play Destiny, you will be painfully aware that you will never know anything that's going on. Even with the new DLC, you still don't fucking get any of the story except for a new thing that's goes and ends, and you kind of find out like, oh shit, this thing's a god that they advertise or whatever, and you're killing it. And but like all the story elements are super disappointing because they don't go anywhere. And that's Destiny. It's like
that's very disappointing. Considering it's Bungie, and like Halo was like not just its multiplayer, but people like Halo single player. Like it has a story to tell and it's enjoyable. So
actually, Destiny multiplayer is actually kind of fun if you got a good weapon. If you don't, though, you just get slaughtered over and over again, and it just makes you want to rage quit.
Yeah.
Moot will have... Oh, sorry, I was reading.
Yeah, Moot's gonna have a Google talk on Friday, it seems.
Yes. He will
Uh,
have his
Be
final
shitpost.
My name is Mute, and I'm a gay faggot.
Calm your tits.
I just
You
think it's
Hello,
funny
I'm
because
Moot.
you know
You
what?
may remember me from such failures as 4chan.
Here's the thing: that motherfucker could have
actually
been a
a Mute 20 years
multi-millionaire.
He would have been an internet legend.
I mean, he could have done things so much differently and had. Oh, I feel like he's a wasted opportunity. He could have made
Well,
some
it's
Maybe
all
it's
serious.
just
in the long
would've,
run.
could've, should've.
He has
He
two.
still
Hindsight's
could.
2020.
He could still do it now, but he just doesn't want to. There's just
He
certain things
tried-
he could do in marketing and stuff that he could have just made so much money.
I'm sure
And
he's
looked
rich
like an
now.
amazing guy. Well, I don't know how rich he is. I mean, I remember he was talking about when he got interviewed several years back, maybe 10 years back or some shit like that. Nah, it can't be that long. Maybe 5 years back. About having money issues.
But now,
Oh, yeah.
4chan is like one of the biggest
4chan's always been a money
websites.
pit.
It's not that. It's that Moot tried doing 2 other separate projects and lost money on both. Basically, it completely failed. So
Yeah,
4chan
Canvas was
just
the big one.
Well, it wasn't his money.
Wait, what were the 2 sites?
The big one was Canvas.
yes.
And what was that supposed to be, an art board?
No, it was more of like, think of kind of a mixture of 4chan and, oh God, we had another one. Not DeviantArt, but just a better place to create original content.
What happened to it?
You're gonna
Nobody
have to
looked
give
into
us an example here because there's no real place for original content.
Well, that's because
Yeah.
Reddit's kind of
it. That's why it probably failed.
Coming from DeviantArt, there are a lot of art thieves over there.
Art thieves or fiends? Because there's a little bit of both.
Thieves. A lot of people steal credit.
Yeah, it is really bad over there.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to say there were too many
rob
dongs.
them.
All I
There's a
see
lot of
is people drawing dongs over there.
That's what it's become.
Well,
Not big surprise.
But anyway, guys, I am dead tired. It is finally 7. I'm gonna actually try to sleep now.
Alright.
Alrighty. You guys enjoy yourselves.
Yeah, see ya. I'm gonna try and close this stream up because I'm dead tired. It's 4 a.m. But before I wanna hear from Gary and Patrick before we close.
Wait, where do you live first?
Europe.
Oh, because if it's 4 a.m. there, it's like 9 o'clock where I am. So I was wondering why people are getting so tired.
Well, I live in California. I just haven't slept in the last 3 days, really. I've been doing school and stuff. Anyway,
Go to
guys.
sleep, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at Michael Space Jam on Twitter, go do that. And then if people dox me, make sure if you see them dox me that you send me something nice in the mail. If you want to give me a T-shirt, I'm a size medium to large.
Send them $1,000.
If you send me $1,000, I will draw everybody dick pics, like really crudely drawn dick pics, and then I will mail them to be. I will actually I'll draw 1,000 individual dick pics and send them to Anita. No, I will send them all to Anita Sarkeesian, one a day.
I hope you get
$1,000.
Optimal. Would it be okay if I dox you a large dildo as inspiration for the dick pics?
If he docs me,
so I can feel involved.
You know what? You know
so
what's
you
actually...
have something as a model, you know?
Make a Kickstarter of that.
Did you know you could do this? So, like, if you go to somebody's Amazon wish list, and you don't want to do the whole doxing thing or whatever, but you want to send them something, just fucking ridiculous, you could buy them something on their Amazon wish list, and then tack on an extra item like a giant dildo, and send it to them. I didn't know you could do this until I tried, and you could do it.
Holy crap, I should get an Amazon account.
You mean you actually sent someone a dildo surprise?
Yeah.
Is it a dragon one?
No, those were too expensive. It was just a generic, like, flesh. Not
You
even.
can get a dragon dildo for cheap if you get one of the slightly damaged ones.
Oh, jeez, a slightly
Anytime the
damaged.
person's going to use them anyway.
At least-
They call it a slightly damaged
Phraseology.
dildo.
They call it a
Nearly
device.
new. Nearly new.
It's damaged when it's in the manufacturing process.
Oh,
Somebody
right.
stuck it up their ass.
Or they can try to do it like like some card dealers do. Oh, this isn't damaged; it's pre-owned.
No.
It's like, shit, motherfucker, did you wash it first? God damn. I can smell the original owner, son. You fucking hit it with a hose.
Yeah. I said,
Seriously,
if-
Mike, you need to get some sleep.
Oh, yeah. that
If
was
someone,
hilarious. Bye-bye.
if someone,
But
if someone ends up doxing me, they will find themselves at the end of a very unpleasant chain of events. That's all I'm gonna say.
How cryptic.
I'll come to their house and kill them.
No,
Someone
I'm
doxes me, it's practically solved.
nothing illegal whatsoever.
Bitch, please! If anyone tries to dox me, they're gonna figure out where I put the 5 children in Freddy's Fazbear's.
But they're gonna have to start with my name, because I use a fake one.
Alright, Gary and Patrick, before we close down, your recap and your thoughts on GamerGate the 5 last months.
Alrighty, so we're looking for biggest success, shortcoming, and what to do going forward, yeah?
Yep.
Alright, well, for me, biggest success has been the IGN reform, because that's actually one of the big targets. You know, the FTC stuff is awesome, but let's face it, shills are going to shill. What we need to do is pretty much spike the well. We need to spike the cupboards, we need to poison the well. IGN's complete reform, and then those 4 people in their podcast get the fuck out. That was glorious. Going forward, the biggest mistake we've been making is actually discrediting and not allowing other people to take a look at this, because I am politically American right-wing libertarian sort of thing, and I know for a fact that Breitbart isn't really well liked amongst the traditional Republicans, because their philosophy is politics downstream from pop culture, and gaming is pop culture. Let's not face facts here. Granted, Meatlo, he's doing his thing, but if we were able to reach out and get a couple more guys in this, we would have gotten a little bit more play. We've gotten more minds into this sort of thing. Going forward, what we need to do is to pretty much stay on task. The movie Bob thing, we all know that's fucking disappointing, and that's a goal some of us will harbor and wait for, and hopefully wish the Patriots a bad day just to give him something to be pissed at. But we still need to focus on these. We still need to focus on our targets. We still need to focus on our guys. Get those emails going. It's the new year. Who knows? New IT might have erased the watches, so we just need to keep pressing.
My turn?
Yeah.
Alright, the biggest success. Honestly, I think it is being able to get some kind of alternative outlets for indies to advertise on, because it's pretty damn clear indies have been blackmailed for several years now. When you have indies who pretty much, if they include any trope that the journals don't like, your game's not getting any publicity. If you say something they don't like, you will be bankrupted. These people are monsters to indie devs. So I'm glad we stood their attacks. I don't mean the journalistic bullet. I don't mean the smear articles. I mean the constant doxing, which we already know at least one former Destructo journal was part of. And we stood there, people getting swatted, losing their jobs left and right. I know some of the people who did that got arrested. And so, we need to keep going to establish the foothold we've gained so far in alternative media for alternative platforms for self-promotion for indie devs. We have started the ruination of the corrupt outlets, but to be fair, that was already sealed near the beginning. I don't know how many of you know this, but the advertising industry is just waiting for GamerGate to end before they just yank out advertisements from the entire gaming journal industry.
So how do you know that?
If they
It's
do it now, they're going to get spiked with bad press, like what Intel did. So, yeah.
As for I know that, it's a pretty good guess, mainly because of it used to be considered that gaming journalism was quote unquote one of the quote unquote safe sites. Safe
Oh, and not
areas
so
where you're
anymore.
advertising on nothing could possibly damage your brand. It was shown that something so asinine in the corner out there no one gave a rat's ass about somehow caused drama and political. So when all these advertising companies, at least as of 4 months ago, stated that they were waiting for a good opportunity to pull out so they don't become the next Intel. At the
But
time,
there have been a lot of companies that pulled out that didn't get shit like Intel.
Yeah, but the Intel was the biggest target in the room.
you do
Yeah, you
realize
gotta
that
remember, a lot of
There's
the
Mercedes,
companies
there
that
was-
have pulled out aren't that big.
Mercedes?
most of the ones that pulled out went right back
Not
in.
many people buy a Mercedes. How many gamers have a Mercedes Benz?
I've got
least
an Audi,
two.
but I could buy a Mercedes.
Well, used.
The
Anyway,
kick is,
we
though,
don't-
it's a luxury brand. So no
Oh,
one can buy
something
them.
you might not notice. Supposedly, Gawker on their Valleywag piece, there was a lot of mutterings in the SJW world that they suddenly now appealing to MRAs.
Yeah, I've seen that.
That's
The ride
unless
never
we have
fucking
evidence.
The general consensus, I believe, is that Gawker's trying to reach out to other groups since they kind of realize, hey, we can do clickbait on other subjects.
Yeah.
That
So,
sounds reasonable, but
going
until
forward-
there's evidence, guys, like I said,
Going
gotta be the
forward-
buzzkill here.
And also, clickbait articles kind of fucked them over. They lost like $1 million standing against Gamergate.
going forward, the biggest thing that worries me is we don't know why all these outlets suddenly went quote unquote progressive over the past several years. We don't know what happened. We don't know why. And without knowing that, we can't do anything to prevent the same thing from happening to the outlets we're promoting now.
Well, we do know why. It's because it got the clicks.
Basically.
That's just an assumption. You think these clicks suddenly got into blackmailing, and it's just that? You think it's just people were friends and decided, you know,
that too, they had
I'm
Yes,
gonna
it's
start
because they
becoming a
had
hippie
control. I mean,
psychopath.
do you not know how clicks works? We're talking about clicks, as in cliques. Cliques.
Clicks.
I'm aware how clicks work,
Clicks.
but they're typically not the kind that blackmail everyone else out of existence.
Yeah, that's what they do.
And
They
they
keep
are.
it click so they can work with only people they know and people who agree with them,
Yes, but that's not what
and
they've
they
been
can
doing.
they can carry the narrative.
They have been blackmailing or kicking anyone out of the industry that does not agree with them. That's not
Because they
Exactly, to
have
keep the click.
power, man. Listen to this. They have
Yeah.
the power. They've gotten power, and they want to maintain that
Yeah.
power. That is why they do this. They are in the driver's seat, and they don't want anyone else to take them out of it. It's pretty simple.
I am not convinced that they suddenly decided, I'm going to go ahead and say fuck you gamers in the past 2 years. They were literally almost worshipping gamers back in 2010. And now something happened made them go 180. And all of them.
Because
stood up
it's
to
the
'em.
money. Follow the money, man. Follow the
What
money.
money? Hipsters don't make money.
Are you fucking
They
kidding
give
me?
themselves
They've got
money.
easy jobs. I mean, Gary, get it through your thick head. This is about money. It's not the millions. It's not like they're going to be financially rich, but it's about the money they make off the clickbait and then the influence it gives them.
They're
Ain't
trying to
gonna
hold
be
as many
running.
clicks as they can
I
off
have
this whole
something
thing.
to say
It's
about
I'm not talking about
basically they
gossip.
have
I'm
this
not
little
talking about
pond that they're the big fish in, and they don't want anyone else fucking with them. So yeah, they were
I've
going to
got
pander to gamers when it's convenient. If they feel it's threatened, they're going to start saying gamers are dead, like they have done.
Well,
Let me
I'm
find
going
a
to
different way
say
to phrase
something
this.
about
I'm not being
this topic of how this is valuable. You see people like Jonathan McIntosh making these asinine statements about how it doesn't make money.
And now he's saying,
And
"Oh, I was trying to troll these guys this whole time."
well, that's just stupid because he's obviously had a time machine and has been trolling us for 3 years. But the the thing about it is, you look at someone tried, one of these fucking idiots, who's also a Gazi, was one of these discuss things, telling me they don't make money, and my response quite simply is,
They want to
if
make
I
money.
set up a charity and I say I don't make money out of it, it's bullshit. I can take a salary from a charity. Every time I take a flight, I can bill it to the charity. Every time I eat, I bill it to the charity. This is just a way of getting paid for doing fuck all. And that's all Crash Override is for two certain infamous individuals. It's a scam. They'll put out there some fairly common, well-known information that other people have published. They will ask for money to support their good deeds, and then they will gradually pay themselves out of that nice big fund of charity they're getting out of Patreon at minimal tax, all their expenses paid. They won't give a fuck. They're going to be filthy rich out of it. They're made for doing nothing.
Yeah.
Just because they have a profile that people are going to look at.
So-
They're not going to be millionaires, but they're going to be fucking comfy.
So, I understand why Anita McIntosh are rich. I understand why the Literally Who's are rich. But, we don't see Destructoid as a Patreon. We don't see fucking Gama Sutra as a Patreon.
But that's why they're
Where
trying to
do
get
they
clicks
go?
so they can get more money. So they
Well,
can't
You look at the Kim Pallister example on Intel. This is a guy with the ability to direct the money that Intel has. So what does he do? He gives it to Feminist Frequency. What do Feminist Frequency do? They take Leigh Alexander out for dinner at the swankiest restaurant in San Francisco.
Yeah.
That's obviously...
They're schmoozing to live a lifestyle. They don't care about whether it's sustainable. They just care about the money in their hand today. They don't care if it's ethical. They don't care if it's value adding. They are
They don't care who they
rent-seeking
fuck over.
assholes.
You gotta also remember, most of these social justice lawyers, I'm not sure about Anita, but we do know Zoe Quinn and Brianna Wu. They are trust babies. They come from really rich families.
And they don't want to have
lots
to
of
work.
guidance on this stuff.
Well, I don't care about the Literally Who's. I literally do not care about them.
Well,
It is
yeah, that's
more
fair.
so
Yeah.
the gaming outlets.
all right, Gary,
Don't want-
you
When you advertise and you call, these
But
people
you
are
need to
criminals,
comply.
and when you call them heroes, that is an ethical issue.
the one thing, Gary.
Yeah, I mean,
mentioned
you
that-
have to, even though you don't want to hear about them, they still have influence because of
Yeah.
either their money or their connections. That's how Zoe Quinn became
That's
so
not saying I don't
powerful.
want to
She
hear about them.
wormed.
I'm saying no, it's irrelevant to my question, original question.
The original question is, like I said before, they got influence because you have to remember, gaming media is a joke. It's like no one wants to work there, but they still have this idea that they're going to be, the people who, the journalists are going to be the next one to break the next Watergate. So
Sorry
they're
for
going to
being
try and make
so
the best they can.
Sorry for raising my voice on this. It's something a lot I'm passionate about. But how can we prevent Tech Raptor or Niche Gamer from becoming the next Kotaku or Gama Sutra?
All I
Check
can
their
do is
shit.
just watch them, and
Yeah.
if they start to go off the rails, turn on them.
Yeah.
We are the firewall in this media. It's clear that the old guard cannot do it. These new guard are promising, but we also have to watch them as closely as we're doing with these fuckers right now.
And I think support
Basically-
YouTubers too.
I had a tweet
it's all you gotta do is remember the Latin saying "Quisquipodius est quisquipodius."
And also, I think
Fuck that up, but
a lot
it's
of the
basically
reasons
who guards the guardians.
But I
I
think also
had
a
a
lot of the reason
tweet.
these guys are so desperate for clicks is because YouTube's taking their business, so they're really going hard to get clicks to kind of make up what they're losing.
The thing is, when
Oh,
I
yeah.
started seeing those depressing smear articles, I just dropped the site altogether.
Yeah, a lot of
It's
people don't
it's
though. A
depressing.
lot of people go there and they start talking shit to the.
Oh. Okay. So the
I
mistake.
had a small conversation with Archon, the Eclipse, the Escapist owner. What Daddy Warpick whispered, oh, blah, blah. He tweeted that movie Bob wasn't fired. And I said, well, that's disappointing. I don't know how Archon can sleep at night while saying that he views public discussion being so negative and disruptive as being a problem. Because the movie Bob is one of those people who does that. And the response from me was, well, I sleep on a Sunday. I says, well, I won't sleep until gaming journalists and gaming news is willing to, what was the wording I used? It's willing, essentially, to review itself and hold itself up to a standard. That's why GamerGate's required. I don't care about the fact I make money out of it. I make money out of other things. I probably make more than most of these fucking site owners do. But let's be brutal. But the problem is, they don't hold themselves to any kind of quality controls and standards. They are rotten. Now, Archon is not a bad guy. I said it to him because he isn't a bad guy. If I said it to someone like, I don't know, Ben Kuchera, what would he do? He'd say, fuck you, I don't need to listen to you, I'm big. No, he isn't that big. He's a half-bitten hack out of fucking Penny Arcade that no one really cares about and people ridicule. It's shameful to be Ben Kuchera, actually. But he has influence, he's a lobbyist. People want to buy his the ability to say things on his website, regardless of whether he behaves himself appropriately or not.
So
that's a problem.
Oh yeah, and just Gary, we're not trying to bust your balls or anything. We're just trying to get you to understand what's been already basically researched and figured to be the most probable reason as to why these things occurred.
This is crane conversation.
I understand that. Like I said, it's just frustrating. So I was, anyways.
Yeah, I mean, with how long is this going on and how it seems like we're not, even though we're making a bit of progress, it's like the people who we want out are still in power, and it's been more or less at a stalemate for now. I mean, you got stuff behind the scenes, but publicly it looks like nothing's happened. I can definitely sympathize with you and how you've are aggravated over
and
everything.
Well, I think we should be very careful.
Not know what the hell's going on. It aggravates.
I'm going to spread a message of joy, which is very rare because I'm a very cynical bastard. But as you can probably tell, but there is a lot of things that are happening. They don't want to report it though. They are nervous about what it means if the word gets out. Things like us raiding the CES tag, which is effectively spontaneously what occurred. Terrifying.
Yes.
They are supposed to be selling our compliance. That we do not people.
You're
I'm
cutting
sorry,
out there.
what?
Oh man, he's cutting out.
Yeah.
They got him.
Can you hear me okay?
Clearly didn't want to hear it. He didn't want to
I'm
say what
back
he was
slowly.
saying.
What's up?
Yeah, you censored by Google Plus.
So yeah, I didn't hear. We didn't hear a single word you said.
But yeah, can you hear me okay now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was just temporary. There are a lot of good success stories in GamerGate, and they are not published because of who we're talking about.
Oh,
and
I'm not.
The only way you hear about it is by getting stuck in. Yeah.
I know there's a lot of victories. It's what drives me nuts. What really drives me mad is not knowing things like why a nerd hobby shop suddenly decided to censor a GamerGate card game, the first item they've ever censored, when they have media that's tantamount to supporting pedophilia or literally beating your wife on the side that they don't care about.
It's
Why
absurd.
that?
It's
Why
absolutely absurd, and it's because the owner of that platform knows someone that's told them to do that. To keep, and they're doing it to stay in that circle of friendship, circle of people who will protect them. They're acting out of pure greed over principle.
The
Right,
question
and
is who. I want to know their reach so I can at least understand what is an attack from them and what isn't.
Yeah.
Gary, just
You
to
should do
clear
it, Dick.
something up here.
You find
You
something.
had, yeah, just 1 second. You had just correcting one thing you said just a while ago.
Okay.
You said, "Why did this happen 2 years ago?" Then
Oh,
mentioned
like
2010.
I
2010
that
was
was a bad thing.
5.
5.
Yeah, I'm saying like
Yeah.
it's been going on for that long, and 2 years ago was just the first time they were willing to be that open, as in to say this has been going on for a lot longer. Like that's when they were confident. So
Fair
for
enough.
who, you kind of have to go back probably 10 years really, and going forward from the relationships then to now.
Yeah. So, all right. So with the hobby shop thing, I'm not usually one to go on the good hunches. But, yeah, I understand you're right. Probably a circle of friend thing, or some supplier blackmailed them. It just seems so out of character. Also, the Hollywood attacks against us at the beginning. It's obviously there's someone up there who hates us, but who?
No, it's just the
I
friends
think they
and
just
connection.
bombarded them. They just bombarded them with to do this.
It's basically, yeah, I mean, with the Hollywood and that one, it's about what they hear from the media, and let's
Yeah.
face it, the antis control the media, so they're just going to hear that we're a bunch of misogynists, and since there's no counter, people are going to believe that because most people just believe what they see.
They don't control the entire media. It's literally they control the gaming media, the tech news to a point.
Oh yeah,
That's
it's
what you think the
the
mainstream media refers to for tech. They're going to refer to a bunch of folks on Twitter. They're going to focus
Yeah.
on the established sources. This is the
Yeah.
Palace Guard routine that Breitbart mentions, that everyone's circling around to defend one person. This is them doing it.
Almost like I've never before seen Hollywood scramble, have so many stars, so many nerd icons at.
They aren't. These are C-list celebrities.
People
These
were
are not
just
major
well.
people.
There's Seth Rogen and that Jewish comedian who were kind of big, but they
Not
I think
really.
they just pulled their connections. I think they probably had some connections and they called them.
But remember,
Alright,
Joss
that's
Sweden goes for coffee with Anita Sarkeesian.
Yeah, Joss Whedon, too.
Anita Sarkeesian is funded by many, many organizations, very few of who have anything
I'll
to do
calm
with
down,
me,
I'll
just to
calm
tell us how bad we are, because it's in their interest to push a narrative.
Oh,
the
yeah, I think
gaming
they're kind of-
industry is now bigger than movies and TV. They are annoyed at its influence. They don't get it. They are supposed to be popular, not be second best. And we
Hence
don't
why they
pander
think
to celebrities.
Fair enough.
They find something like Steam, which, by the way, was so big that on its launch, when it was listed on PayPal on the first week, it broke PayPal. They don't get how big it is. And it terrifies them that there's a medium out there of people they can't touch, can't influence, can't advertise on, can't convince they've got relative points, because all their value is a personality, or as some celebrity is having visibility in front of people. They aren't relevant to gamers in any way. We have more respect for Sid Meier or Gabe Newell or whoever than we'll ever have for being Keira Knightley. You know, it's not relevant.
Yeah, you make a good point. Alright, so I'll close up my stuff, and sorry for being so... Yeah.
No, you're
No,
right.
it's
in the
good,
things
good.
you say,
You
they're
created a
all
conversation.
absolutely
That's
valid
good.
points. Every
Yeah, I
single one of
mean,
them.
it's
Because
a good reminder for what we're doing and
complex.
why. Just
An hour
because,
and a
yeah,
half
we're going to have people who, it's like come from your point of view. So it's just a good refresher course.
So the biggest mistake thing, I would say it is our inability to frame our argument in a manner that people who are not us care about. Because we keep making these substantive arguments, saying this organization blacklisted developers, that organization talked bad about its employees, and talked bad about its customer base. These are things that most organizations, their advertisers, the news media, normal human beings that are not, anyone else besides us, don't care about. And
Yeah, you gotta-
journalism. That's not an argument people care about, but what they do care about are rhetorical arguments, emotions. You need to assign intent to them. Why
Also, I think
people?
I agree with you. I think you also have to explain that this is a widespread problem, and it's not just here, and that if we can't beat this here, we can't beat anywhere else. And like the media they care about is also involved in this kind of like working with each other in clickness, but they don't, because it's only, this fight is only happening here. They don't care because they think the problem is only here.
Right. It's a matter of if we could describe how devs are being blackmailed, or how these journalists are literally inciting physical harm
This is
happening to people.
This is the McCarthying of the digital generation.
The Red Scare type of thing, you mean?
Yep, the McCarthyism.
Yeah.
I'll be entirely
Have y'all
honest,
seen-
I was shocked that Cory Doctorow is among them. Seriously, shocked that he listened and believed.
It's very
Now-
easy to listen and believe. That's kind of the
But
problem.
do you know who Cory Doctorow is?
Look at the number of fucks I give. Gaze upon the fields that I grow them, and you will find that they are barren.
Wait, this is kind of off topic, but do y'all ever get the McCarthy Twitter account when if you mention communism, he just kind of comes in and retweets you and says something?
No idea who that is.
I guess not, because
I
I guess
haven't run into that troll yet, but I look
I
forward
ran
to
into
it.
a few times. You just gotta talk about communism with somebody. He'll come up and he'll retweet you and say something stupid.
And a good thing.
Have
Very
you
good.
ever been a communist?
Yeah, he'd be like, I'm seeing red or something like that.
Oh yeah, this is the reverse Red Scare. If you're not a communist, death to you.
No,
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
these people are
Exactly.
not. When
Well,
they
my
say
bloodline fought against communism.
it's
the
just
big
basically the
social justice.
merging of cultures and with them in control. It has nothing to do with actual Marxism or communism.
Well,
Right, but
socialism
when
adopted
you're trying to play
social
to the straights, you have to use what they know. Pop culture knows about the Red Scare because it was pretty much lambasted and parodied all the time by the media.
Yep. So good news about us. Very good thing. We should stay the course on. The more we keep engaging or keep pushing the media to talk, Macintosh to open his mouth, the deeper a hole or the taller the stack of cards is being built.
Yeah, I've noticed that a lot of anti-GamerGate, they don't like John McIntosh. Like, not even people against us don't really like him.
That's news to me.
Well,
But
because he
it's-
says so much stupid stuff.
He's an idiot, yeah.
Because these people who are getting so much money, they're so functionally PR retarded. How you don't? Intel is giving a portion of $300 million to someone who literally said it's not a coincidence that men did the shooting. It's not a coincidence that toxic masculinity is responsible for this kind of bullshit. There's no such thing as sexism against men. There's no such thing as racism by black people.
Yeah, it's
You
such
don't
fucking
say this
disgusting
stuff
people.
without there being damage.
I'm
And
thinking
it only-
this.
Don't forget
No,
about
no. In that
the
case, it's because there was
311.
probably someone on the inside of Intel who pushed it.
Oh, we already know who pushed it Intel. We already got
Yeah.
the name. So, two other things. They got really relevant. Aaron Gunji, whatever the hell his last name is pronounced, Fart was interviewing, talking to him earlier today. I caught his tweets. Aaron knew of this Intel deal back in October, at the very least.
Interesting.
Yeah, and he already explained how it happened. A whisper to the PR, who whispered higher, chain of events. So yeah, that's some of the new bit of information. So yeah, to finish up the good news, we should keep staying the course. The more we do this, the more Anita speaks, the more Macintosh is full Macintosh. They're gonna fuck up publicly, spectacularly, the more we keep pushing. And no one here can convince me they're not sitting on a house of cards. They have said too much bigoted, racist stuff to not be. And that's it.
I think it's collapsing already. These guys really don't have a lot of support. Like
They don't.
Yeah, like all the people who talk against Gamergate, they're all the same people, and they're getting smaller and smaller.
That is a good point.
They can keep this
Yeah,
going.
it's
Like,
fun. Well, that's because they got nothing they can really do. But the problem is they're still in positions of power. So until they get out of that position of power, we're still
Well,
on.
I'm not talking about like the big figures. Those guys, of course, are going to be. I'm talking about the people who support them.
Yeah,
That
well,
group is getting smaller, and it's all the same people. There's nobody new, and they're shrinking.
but it
We're
is
just
it's
waiting for the
world.
little Indians to die one by one here.
Yeah, we still have to go after the big fish. It doesn't matter if they have zero.
Yeah, it's
support
because we're
from the
going after the
cause.
big fish. It's because we hit them and destroy their credibility. They lose their supporters.
Oh,
I think that's
yeah.
my
Did you,
theory.
oh, did you
Yeah,
hear
I
that
mean
most
that
gaming devs
definitely
don't even
works
know
out.
about us?
Yeah, but it comes down to if they even if they have no little support from their drones, we still have to figure out a way of how to take them out. It's not like a plant where if you cut off all the roots, it dies. You have to. In this case, we have to figure out how to deal with them directly. Still,
Once this whole thing's over, let's just say like once GamerGate is over, and these people aren't important anymore. Nobody's talking about them anymore. They have no supporters to sustain them, so they'll go. I guess kind of when things cool down.
realize you're saying you have to kill a cult is kind of the idea of what you're trying to say. You
that
have to kill
reminds
the
me.
support of people.
Space
Yeah,
Dad
one
called us a
figure.
cult.
People who sustain
at
them.
this point, we need to kill their clicks. So that's where the real power comes from.
Well, I mean, it's also the people who support. Once you take out the people who sustain them, it doesn't matter how clicked they are. If there's nobody there holding them up, they're gonna fall.
No, I mean clicks as in their clickbait articles, so they no longer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's right now. There's a lot of drama, so whenever they make a clickbait article, a lot of people go to it because they're getting angry. But once that's over and the clickbait, it's not really profitable anymore. No matter what they talk about, nobody's gonna read their shit because nobody's supporting them anymore.
Yeah. So, a lot of AAA devs don't even know about us, apparently.
Yeah, they're
Don't even know
too
what
busy
game
doing
it is.
work.
Yeah. You know, it's a good thing that the drama hasn't touched them much. So it's the indies that are really relying on us the most. So we can do this, and we can save the indie dev scene.
I'm sure the devs know about it, but they're not. There's no way they're gonna alienate their fans. They actually survive.
Well,
off
yeah, for the developers, for the big ones, basically it's going to be the PR, and then the publishers. We're keeping them out of it either through company policy or through non-disclosure agreements. Since at this point, saying nothing is better than getting involved on either side because you're going to get backlash.
Yeah.
We already
Currently,
know
because
Valve supports us.
But there is good news on that. Like, if you just look at the way GamerGate's been between, like, look at September, October when, Vavor came out and he spoke about stuff. And Kingdom Come basically was blacklisted across all media. But you look at shit today, like let me put it this way, in November, Kaufman, Jake Kaufman wrote about GamerGate, and there was no real problem to that. Ethan Carter sold well; it was covered in awards just fine, despite Adrian speaking out regularly on GamerGate. You now have the Shadowrun devs speaking out. Very small amounts. Team Ninja is another one who mentioned Gamergate briefly. Like, the longer we go, the more acceptable we become. And that's really our main strength. We don't know how to die.
Yeah, the more we keep up, the more the antis will speak, and that's what gets us more supporters. Because they are literally functionally retarded when it comes to PR.
It's not just supporters, it's that you can't keep silent on it forever. 2-3 months, you can try to bury something. Try to bury it after 5, 6, or a year. It's not happening.
Reporters have said they don't understand why we've gone on for 5 months and we're so energetic about something as dry and academic as ethics in gaming and journalism. So, if reporters that are sincerely trying to understand us don't understand why we're so active, we need to find a way to translate.
Hey, I didn't interrupt you for a second. Who is breathing really hard?
Sorry, force of habit.
Okay, no, you're just having you're just having your mic too close to your mouth.
I can't help it. This is a piece of crap mic.
So,
no worries.
Remember chocolate rain? You move your mouth away when you breathe in the mic.
Yeah, I'm just trying to wrap up
Right,
the
right.
stream now because I'm really dead tired. Are there any closing statements
Alright.
you guys wanna talk about before we close?
I ranted enough.
Jamie
Yes.
or Brian? Yeah, go ahead, Brian.
Yes. I highly encourage people to do more digging. You see anything suspicious? Dig. Look at people's Google Plus accounts. The greatest thing about the idiots in the media is they keep their accounts open, they publish everything, because they think that gives them more followers, and they're greedy. Then you see, hey, this person's connected to IGDA, this person's connected to Feminist Frequency, this person's connected to Gamma Sutra, this person, then you look in, hey, they also have the blog in Gamma Sutra. It really starts to lead places. That's my closing remark. And there are plenty of examples left to uncover.
Oh man, did it
I
drop?
have a closing remark too.
No, wait till Brian comes back. He kind of drops us from
No, that
time
was
to
it.
time.
That was all.
Okay, I thought you dropped.
It's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't me dropping.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Alright.
Do your closing statement per. I can see your perp.
My bad.
Go ahead.
Alright, so what I want to say is it's really important that you don't click the clickbait articles. I think that's one of the most important things. They're losing money from YouTube, and now they're losing advertisers. And I think what's keeping them alive right now is their clickbait. I think once you take that away from them, I think it is really like a house of cards. I think it's all going to start coming down. And it's really inevitable that these guys are going to die. It's just how fast that happens. And I think if you archive the articles and really stop showing it attention, it all will come down, and the fight's won, pretty much.
All right.
All right. Anything else? Eurist, you've been kind of quiet.
If I can, I'll just.
No, I don't have anything else to say.
Patrick.
The best thing I would say is I see a very stark similarity between the growth of movie reviews to the growth of game reviews. The difference is now we're dealing with pseudo-intellectuals who think they know what they're doing, as a comparison to someone who did terrible porn and then wrote about it. So if you know whose career I'm referencing, you just earned yourself a cookie.
Oh God.
Go on. Take your research.
I would like academia.
Henry, do you have any closing statements?
No, not really.
Black.
I don't ever got to do my little Q&A part, but don't care because I wouldn't answer anyway.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean,
everyone-
basically, yep. Just stay frosty, guys. This is a war of attrition, and if something looks too good to be true, it probably is. So don't go reading stuff on Kotaku in Action or 8chan and suddenly assume it's God's honest truth. Make sure to verify it.
Yeah, just look at the
associate that
bullshit.
with an unfortunate individual, but it does actually have meaning.
Yes, don't be fart.
Yeah, well, we had the whole Mark Taylor thing, so we already know, even though we pretty much debunked him. Well, my closing statement is my closing statement is that I'm gonna try and get GameSpot to write an ethical policy for the sites and see if there's something there I can do. Other than that, yeah, just try to get information and try to expose ethical breaches or corruption. That's pretty much all I can say. Yeah. So thanks everyone for coming, and I'm gonna close down the stream. We're probably gonna talk a little bit after, but yeah, gonna close down the stream. Bye bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Have a good night.